Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Kevin with survivalistboards.com. If you're scouting around a bug out location, let's talk about how to avoid being spotted on a trail camera. Trail cameras are not your friend. I use them around the farm, keep a track on the wildlife, stuff like that. They also let me know if people get off of their hunting lease and onto the property. So trail cameras are a double-edged sword. They can spot you while you're out walking around, and they can also provide people with information that you're off on their property. Trespassing is bad, guys. Trespassing is bad, but it's also the intent of the trespassing. Why are you on the property? Did you arrive on the property by accident, or did you do it on purpose? Are you there to harm the property, or are you just there to take pictures and look at nature? So it's a big, some people get really, really upset if you get off on their hunting lease or on their property, even unintentionally. They get very, very upset. So what you do is you want to look out for these trail cameras as you're walking around. And they're usually going to be hung about 2 foot off the ground, maybe 3 feet. Well, 3 feet's a little tall. And we'll look for four-wheeler trails. Very rarely will someone walk out in the woods and just set up a trail camera. Well, public hunting lands they do. Some may, but then again, those trail cameras may get stolen. So look about 2 feet off the trees. Look for four-wheeler trails. Look for footpaths. Look for deer feeders. People that set up trail cameras will like to set them up if they have a deer feeder set up, then they will like to set that trail camera where it's overlooking a food supply or a food source. So if you see an oak tree that's got all kind of acorns around it, that would be an ideal spot for a trail camera, which means it would be an ideal spot for you to look for a trail camera. So if you've never used a trail camera, if you don't know anything about them, they're just a little box that goes on the side of a tree, side of a pole, something like that. Take a picture whenever something moves in front of it. They're motion activated. There's some high-tech trail cameras out there that use a cell phone tower. They'll connect to a cell phone and they'll take a picture and they'll send it to the phone right when the picture's taken. And those are kind of pricey, and what they'll do is if you're out there walking around, somebody, especially on the weekend, and you get your picture taken, then the person, oh, look at that golden orb weaver. Yeah, that's a beautiful spider. Beautiful spider. We're going to leave it alone. It's going to do its thing. I'm going to do mine. Also called a banana spider. So while walking through the woods, just kind of take your time, go slow, especially right before hunting season. September is a big month to put trail cameras out, September and October. Bow hunters will be out there in September. Rifle hunters will be out there in October, depending on the season. Seasons change depending on the state. So if you see a deer feeder, if you're walking along and you see somebody's deer feeder, and you may or may not have permission to be out there. Let's say you do, but you do not want to get your picture taken. Stop a good distance away from the deer feeder. I'm just using this clearing right here as an example. Let's say there's a deer feeder there and I'm walking along and I come up on it. I'm going to take it, I'm going to look around. You're going to see if there's where the stand's at. Then you're going to look around and see if there's a trail camera. It'll be attached to, like I said, it'll be attached to the side of a tree about 2 or 3 foot up, usually about 2 foot up or so. When you see the trail camera, just walk around it, walk around behind it. Let's say it's attached to that little pine tree right there, about 2 feet up. Then I would just go around behind it, avoid it, keep going. Because if you get your picture taken and somebody, you're just out there walking around doing a nature walk, not meaning any harm, somebody goes and checks that trail camera, your picture could end up on Facebook or some other site. Hey, does anybody know this guy? Why is he out here? I've never seen him before, blah, blah, blah. So to avoid that type of stuff, just avoid the trail camera. It's that easy. All right, guys and gals, I will talk to y'all later.